Wish you a very good evening to all our brothers, sisters, and our dearest mothers across West Bengal, northeastern states of India, and the rest of East. I have with me Rajiv Nath Roy. Rajiv, welcome.
Thank you. Welcome to you also, sir.
Rajiv Nath Roy is the spokesperson for the Eastern region. In the East, we have actually 13 states. We have 7 northeastern states: West Bengal, we have Sikkim, we have Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, and Chhattisgarh. And Rajiv is the major spokesperson out here. And I am here with you, your host today, Raja Mukhopadhyay, the central observer for Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha. Today, we are here, Rajiv, to specifically let you know about our couple of thoughts on northeastern states of India. And in the northeastern states of India, Rajiv will be telling you what actually will happen when Manipur and Tripura goes into poll. Rajiv, Tripura, basically, I'll start with, has nearly 856 kilometers border with Bangladesh. Now, border trade. Very important thing. What is the ambition?
At least as per the right now the condition of border trade is, we are hoping to increase it within next 2 to 3 years, at least by 5 times.
Rajiv says 5 times increase of the border trade. Rajiv, most of the times we see that the villages bordering the Bangladesh and Tripura, or for that matter many places across India, are very poor, and the government on the either sides are very reluctant to increase the border trade. But I'm sure border trade, the formalization of the border trade, would remain a major key factor in boosting the economy of the villages, so the microeconomy, and on the macro indicators it will bring lot of revenue to the local government.
That's right.
So from that avenue, you see Bangladesh has bordered with Tripura. On the other side, Myanmar has bordered with both Mizoram and Manipur. And both Mizoram and Manipur are agriculturally very prosperous. We have the citrus fruits, pineapples, and all these things. There is a lot of scope for exports. So Rajiv, ambition plan, infrastructure plan. If you could, let our Darshak know about it.
The first thing is infrastructure, which has been lacking in the total northeast corridor. I'm saying corridor because there are all the states, including Assam also. The infrastructure is very, very poorly developed. If I go by the route which normally people take to come to inland India, if somebody is staying in Tripura, the Chittagong port is much nearer than coming to Bengal, because the port from Bengal would be at least 1,400 kilometers, whereas Chittagong port is less than 400 kilometers. That's right. That's right. That's right. So if we can increase the trade, I'm saying increase the trade.
One question, I am interrupting you. UPA rule. There were a lot of economic corridors which were built, and they had a lot of plans to develop these economic blocks. But ultimately what we saw, that nothing happened really, nothing really took off. Is it because the northeastern states have a lot of corruption? The UPA-led governments sitting over there had a lot of corruption over there, and that's why things did not take off? Or is it a lack of consciousness that where the globe is going and where they are? What actually is required for northeastern states?
I always say one sentence: if there is high corruption, there is a high chance of getting the thing done in a right way.
Oh my God! I think many politicians, this word comes from Rajiv Nath Roy at a point of time when Supreme Court yesterday gave a historic judgment asking that all politicians who had some kind of corruption links or some kind of cases against them or corruption cases against them, the documentation should be filed within 48 hours, right, Rajiv? And you say wherever there is a corruption, there is a bigger chance of getting your things done. Where are we walking? This is 2021. Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha is the banner you are representing.
What I want to say is, if there is a high level of corruption is there, that means corruption in a wrong sense there is. Now corruption, if we are doing a corruption for making the people understand that what really required to get the thing done, that is what is required.
So Rajiv indirectly says that there is corruption because there is less of opportunity. There is corruption because people have not seen that big spectrum, the horizontal and the vertical spectrum, which will drive the economy, right? So in this context, I will like to take 2-3 minutes of your valuable time to let you know that if Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha will fight the Tripura elections, will fight the Manipur elections when the time and the stage is set on. Having said that, wherever elections are done, like in Assam, and Assam, the government of Assam is the current BJP government, and the kind of policies they are bringing out, some of the policies are absolutely pathetic, right? And some of them are completely anti-Bengali. So because we belong to Bengal and the epicenter is Bengal, and we are saying one thing from Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha, that in the east, if you have to look into Asia, this is the gateway to Southeast Asia. And for us, Northeast is a darling. You know, the brothers and sisters of Northeast are darling to us. So the first and foremost thing is that we condemn any attempt by any government, existing government, elected government, wherever there is an anti-Bengali or anti-Hindu policy. Number one. Number two, wherever there is an elected government, we respect the Janadesh. But having respecting the Janadesh, at the same time, Rajiv, we will ensure that we act as a pressure group over there.
We always acted as a pressure group. Only the thing is, only the thing.
Everybody wants to hear that from your face.
Of course, we have been always been acting from the day we have been independent. Let it be Nehru, let it be any government, even Indira Gandhi, even Rajiv Gandhi, all have made it very clear in their policy that Hindu Mahasabha is a very, very big pressure group.
I think many people have been scared of Hindu Mahasabha for all these years, but let me tell you, it's a beautiful organization led by very well educated, very talented senior people, and we also have a now mix of the youth and the women who would like to take their nation ahead and make it a superpower by 2035. So Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha from the east, the eastern team, we would try to launch something with a concept of Passport 2035. We would say, what is a Passport 2035? Let me give you a small explanation. Passport 2035 is an initiative of Rajiv Nath Roy and Raja Mukhopadhyay in the east, wherein we would be going across the globe and we would be making presentations on the northeastern states and their opportunities, irrespective of whichever government is in power as on date. That means we want to send a clear message and clear signal to all the northeastern states and their governments that if you need the help and the expertise and the expanding connectivity of Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha in bringing in foreign direct investment into your states, or if you want us to tell the world about what is important in your state that an investor can come and invest in, because at the end of the day, it is the local expertise, it is the local skilling that will ultimately bring the state in an upwardly right direction. So we as Hindu Mahasabha, we shall work focused in northeastern states to see there is a large ticket of foreign direct investment that flows into the states. Number one. Number two, infrastructure is very important. And Rajiv, the pivot of infrastructure is airports, right?
In Northeast, yes, it is only airport. We cannot have the roadway built because 95.
Some of these airports are pathetic even today, right?
Pathetic.
In terms of infrastructure.
Pathetic. I would say that.
Many times in the departure, we don't have good coffee, we don't have good lounges.
I forgot to say one thing. We don't have a good runway also.
So the first and foremost thing, we as Hindu Mahasabha, we will fight the elections, we will strike collaborations wherever required, and wherever we get an opportunity to represent in the assembly, and when we have majority, the first thing that we would do is we are going to develop these airports into state-of-art international airports. In some of the places in Northeast, because of the terrain, there is an issue with the amount of land that is available in a particular place. Yes, that is a technical issue. But at the same time, today technology has given us ample of opportunity to dissolve such issues and come up with a solution. So we would like to see that Qatar Airways and Etihad landing in Guwahati. We would love to see that in Imphal we have British Airways and Lufthansa having direct flights connecting to Europe, and the European tourists are thronging to Imphal and Manipur to see the beauty of the state. At the same time, the Lengpui airport, which is very close to Aizawl in Mizoram, it is on a tabletop basically. So we as Hindu Mahasabha, it would be our ambition to see where else we can have a valley, right, where we can have a very big airport. And Mizoram would be a very interesting state to build an international airport and with global connectivity, because it's a darling of the Northeast. Similarly, we have the northeastern state of Nagaland. Nagaland has the airport in Dimapur, and from Dimapur you have to travel to Kohima. So there would be also a focus and outlook if we can have a state of the art where Boeing 747s and A380s can land in places like Kohima, right? And last but not the least, very important two states, that Meghalaya and Arunachal Pradesh, though they are having very close proximity borders and sensitivity borders, I think we have to give international touch to Arunachal to secure our brothers and sisters over there and build international level SEZs and international airports. And these investments will ensure the security of the Northeast. One more thing, Rajiv, can I say this? You were discussing this with me. Suppose you get clear mandate in the northeastern states, couple of them. Would you declare 10 years tax holiday over there for foreign direct investors?
At least 15 years, I will say.
Rajiv says 15 years. I was saying 10 years. So giving free access to global investors, tax-free holidays, land bank, opportunity to skill the locals. And Rajiv, another thing.
I said 15 years.
Yeah.
10 years is something where the people who are investing on local asset would require at least 6 years for developing the skill of the people. Now to take out the money in next 4 years, it would be very difficult in this current economic condition. If I go by it, it would be very hard for them to take out the money from there and get a profit in next 3 years. So I am saying give them a 7 years of package where they need to invest, and 7 years to take out the money which they have invested.
So I have with taking the cue from Rajiv Nath Roy, what he is trying to say, and the ambition plan that we both have in the eastern region for our northeastern brothers and sisters, whoever is a non-resident Indian, whoever is a global investor watching our show right now or in the future, when you see a recorded version of this, our first and foremost request would be, when you think of Hindu Mahasabha, think us as a facilitator, and we would be approaching each and every government in the northeastern states to tell them that we are here to act as your friends, and we would like to see a huge amount of inward investment coming in, because we need large amount of manufacturing industry and service industry and innovations in the northeastern states, because our brothers and sisters in northeast are very talented. They don't need to go to Delhi, they don't need to come to Calcutta. Why do they need to come to Calcutta or Delhi or Mumbai, right? They can prosper their own states. And of course, quality colleges, quality educational institutes, invest into education in Northeast, invest into infrastructures, and we will knock the door of every chief minister who is sitting today in the northeastern states of India, because Northeast is that very important neck that connects Bengal on one side to the Southeast Asia and on the other side to the Myanmar and the Bangladesh corridor. So border trade, number one. Number two, infrastructure like airports. Number three, very important, I'm going to come to that, which is the waterways. We have the great Brahmaputra river flowing through Assam, descending from Arunachal and flowing through Assam. Now this is one river I believe that we have not really researched upon, and we have not really invested into this river. So this would be also a thrust, Rajiv Nath Roy.
Of course.
We also, talk to global investors to see how this great Brahmaputra waterway can be used for passenger goods and services. Long distance passenger goods and services can change the whole spectrum of tourism, whole spectrum of the costs at which goods and services move in northeastern states.
That's right. See, if I have always been saying, look at east, look at west of Bengal, you would see a lot of rivers are flowing. Now, if we go ahead and not utilizing the river system which we have in Bengal, connecting to a different state of northeast and also to the west side of India, west side of the Bengal, if we are not developing that, then we are wasting a lot of resources.
Coming down back into our very own state, this is also our ambition, and for that we will touch base our Honorable Chief Minister Mamata Bandyopadhyay ji, and Hindu Mahasabha will make a written documentation of that mandate to her, that let this Ganges be made open to international water traffic. Let us bring back through, if it is required through Andalan, let us do Andalan, and we get back all our dredgers from the Setu Samudram project in the south here into Bengal and dredge our Ganga, dredge the Khidirpur port, dredge our Haldia, and get these ports turned into a state-of-the-art infrastructure. Now once that happens, we can move goods and services both locally through districts and also interstate. That means you think of a ferry from Kolkata to Dhaka, high-speed ferry, which is 4-story high. What is stopping us from doing that? We can use the Sundarban corridor. There is a wonderful corridor that is over there. We can mix tourism with goods and services. And national security, of course, everybody says there is a question of national security. I'm sure India has experts who can look into national security, and still we can do big business with our neighbors, right?
I always say national security comes if there is a trade going. Our borders are porous. If you say national security, Bangladesh border is porous, both in east and west. Why we are not doing anything on there? Only the waterway is the place where national security comes.
Taking cue from that and adding my own very own inputs is that we would be looking at Hindu Mahasabha as a policy maker, Hindu Mahasabha as a political party with a great ambition to be into power in future, would look at formalizing border trade, bringing revenue, putting a part of that to the government, and flourish the bordering states and make very good use of the waterways and infrastructure. Thank you very much. From the desk of Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha, Rajiv, last few words.
I would say one more thing. We are not tapping the hydro project. There is a huge chance that we can create electricity cost would be coming down to less than 3 rupees.
But Rajiv, don't you think that there are many places where hydro projects are causing a lot of environmental disruption, like it has done in the North Bengal, in the Sikkim corridor. And sometimes the rivers are changing course, and the rainfall patterns are changing. There is a lot of change in the climate pattern also. What do you have to say on that?
See, I'm not saying huge Bhakra Nangal type dam. We are not going for that. Small dam can be built and small waterway can be stopped. I am not saying to stop the complete river. A part of the water can be stored, and on that water we can directly make electricity. I'm not saying to build $1 trillion economy, invest $1 trillion and stop the complete river. I'm saying the part of the water can be taken to a different location. From there we can generate.
And Rajiv, one more thing is that don't you think it is a high time that the central government, which is in power and supposedly will stay in power till 2024, should act for the northeastern states and give super speed trains? Like what I'm saying, you see, this is a very special appeal to the brothers and sisters of northeastern states. Brothers and sisters, when you go to vote, just think of one thing. Why shouldn't Dimapur be connected directly to Delhi with a high-speed Rajdhani? Why shouldn't Agartala be connected to Dhaka through a high-speed Rajdhani? Why shouldn't, in 2021, one Guwahati should not be connected to Kolkata through a high-speed Rajdhani? Why again, Manipur, Mizoram are never connected by rail? And Sikkim is getting a railway after so many years after independence. Complete lack of planning, complete laziness. Is that what you are going to say?
I wouldn't say laziness. I am saying my word would be, Mr. Forget it. I don't want to use that word.
Rajiv does not want to comment on that because he is in loss of words. Thank you very much, News Bangla, for giving us an opportunity to address the people of Bengal and the northeastern states at large. And we need your blessings, we need your love, and we are here to serve you. We are here to serve our mother nation.
One more thing I want to add here. Before you vote, think that you're voting for your future. Do not vote for the voting sake. If you are
very big thing. Vote for your future. And if even Hindu Mahasabha is not going to bring your future, don't vote for us. But vote for someone who is going to really look at your future. Right, Rajiv?
Of course, I would vote only to a person or to a party who thinks that he has some mandate or he should have some brain. I wouldn't give a
and given the condition that the people who created Akhil Bharat Hindu Mahasabha and not the people who are currently, in various posts and positions, but the people who created Hindu Mahasabha were stalwarts and they had only one thing with them, pure love for their country, Bharat Mata, and we also are dedicated for Bharat Mata. So give us an opportunity to serve you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All of you. Bye.